Game 2 of this 3-game set in lower downtown Denver on an overcast Tuesday evening. The Rockies and Giants playing a night after the Rockies defeated San Francisco 6-5. And welcome again, everybody. Along with Jeff Houston, I'm Drew Goodman. Let's begin with the guy who typically starts things for the Rockies, Dexter Fowler. He is in a great place. He's leading not only the Rockies in hitting, he's 7th in the National League with a .310 batting average.
Yeah, you throw in a .394 on base percentage, that's 4th in the National League. And what he's been able to do lately, and I'm talking since August 12th, the .400 batting average, and it's been from the left side, it's been from the right side. His right-handed average, he's hitting .313. From the left side, it's .309. And the question during spring training was, could he duplicate what he did in the second half of last year? Could he carry it over for a full year? And there was probably only a 2-week stretch to start the season when that didn't happen. But since then, he's probably been the most consistent hitter from that point to now.
You know, it's interesting because we almost forgot about the early part of April. He struggled throughout spring training, and he struggled at the start of the year. And again, those questions came up. Shouldn't hit left-handed. Maybe he has to revisit Colorado Springs. Patience.
Yeah, just put those to bed because he's proving that he belongs, and he's taking it to that extra level that we talk about.
Absolutely. So it's been a good year for Dexter Fowler. He's back in the lineup tonight in center field. Rockies and Giants. Come on back to Coors Field with us. Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by your neighborhood Toyota stores. Toyota moving forward by CenturyLink, fast speed and a low monthly price. Visit CenturyLink.com. And by Southwest Airlines, find our fares online only at Southwest.com. Well, it is sprinkling a little bit at Coors Field. Not enough that it will delay the start of this baseball game. Rosario has the gear on. He's ready to charge out to his spot. But you always have to wait on the starting pitcher. Jolie Chassin, as you saw going to the break, will have the baseball tonight. It will be his 10th start overall, but his 5th since returning from the disabled list. And he has been tough to hit. He's been the Chassin we remember from the first half of 2011 and many times in 2010. Chassin will face Angel Pagan to begin things. He comes in with a .290 batting average. Been doing a very good job setting the table for the Giants, who have done a nice job overall in the second half, particularly out on the road where they're 19-7 since the All-Star break. Bruce Bochy has written out this lineup, very familiar to the one you saw last night. Marco Scutaro will bat second. Pablo Sandoval has great numbers against Chacín, 7 for 14. Buster Posey had 3 hits last night. Hunter Pence hit a home run last night. Brandon Belt, Gregor Blanco, Brandon Crawford, and the strong left-hander out of North Carolina, Madison Bumgarner.
You at least took the loss in Atlanta, the 1 earned run, and that was the ball that had gone off his glove and scored after it trickled out towards second base. 2-2 and 1.27 ERA since a return from the DL. That 1.27 ERA he hit at 7.30 prior to the injury. Fastball 55% of the time, slider and changeups, but his command of his fastball is what has gotten him back to being the Chacín that we had seen, as you'd mentioned, in 2010 and early 2011, because he's painting both sides of the plate and locating down into the zone and not afraid to use the fastball.
Well, let's see who's behind him defensively. In left field, it is Carlos Gonzalez naturally. Dexter Fowler did not play yesterday. Tyler Colvin started in center field. Dexter played both games of the Twin Bill in Philadelphia the day prior. Matt McBride starting in right. Nelson Rutledge, LeMahieu, Pacheco in the battery of Willeen Rosario and Chacín. And a closer look at Matt McBride out right field. Matt's versatile, and his versatility, Huey, may come into play because Ramon Hernandez is down and probably down perhaps for the rest of the season with the hamstring injury. He had an MRI today. We don't have an official word, but the way he pulled that thing and knowing hamstrings with less than 3 weeks left in the season. But McBride does catch. So you have Pacheco who catches, McBride who catches, and Rosario, whose primary position obviously is catcher.
And you kind of forget about Matt McBride being able to catch because we didn't see it in spring training. Jim Tracy didn't run him behind the dish in spring training. But 141 games and a .990 fielding percentage, and then talking to some scouts, they're saying that might be his best position.
Yeah, he's really worked at it. He's improved quite a bit. The next in line, though, will be Pacheco, and the Rockies wanted to get him a start or two before the end of the season anyhow. Remember, he had one earlier. This ball is in the air to fairly deep right field. McBride. See, we talk about you're going to get a play.
And here's the injury that Drew was mentioning in last night's ball game with Ramon Hernandez. Comes out of the box and starts limping immediately on the ground rule double. Ball hopped over into the bullpens. Immediately called out the trainer and hobbled to second base.
Marco Scutaro moved off the plate, ball 1. What a funny exchange today. I'm still laughing about it. I know you are as well. Behind the batting cage, Marco Scutaro, who has a real dry wit to him, and he's a great guy. And Jim Tracy was talking about how he was thrown out yesterday, and one of the things, evidently, he did this for Scutaro's benefit. He said to Angel Campos about Scutaro missing the tag. This has popped up. He said, "Look at his arms; they're too short. There's no way he could have reached him."
And Marco kept egging him on even more during the exchange behind the cage. And that's what got Jim Tracy tossed last night, was the phantom tag of Josh Rutledge as he went by.
Chase got to watch the rest of the ball game upstairs, but the Rockies prevailed 6-5. Tommy Runnels, his bench coach, ran the operation the final 3 innings. Pablo Sandoval, who was 0 for 5 last night, steps up. Again, 7 for 14 with 2 home runs against Chacín. And on the occasion, you have a guy who's had great numbers against a pitcher. We always say both the pitcher knows and the hitter knows.
Everybody, the hitter, when he's looking 2 or 3, 4 days out, when they're looking at matchups, he'll see that and go, "Oh, I can't wait until that day because I got this guy."
And this is fisted to second. This time it's Chacín who's got that guy. Good start for Jolis. 8-pitch inning. 1, 2, 3 in the first. We'll see the Rockies offensively when we come back. Madison Bumgarner tonight. Dexter Fowler will come in from the right side. And as we chatted about, he's hitting .310, and Jeff mentioned the on-base percentage, 4th in the National League. Josh Rutledge will bat behind him in the Southwest batting order. Carlos Gonzalez 3rd. Willeen Rosario cleanup. Jordan Pacheco will bat 5th. Chris Nelson had a big triple last night. Matt McBride will bat 7th. LeMahieu and Chacin. Madison Bumgarner, a 14-game winner with a very sound 3.15 ERA. Last 3 games, he's scuffled a bit.
Well, he has, and some people are saying why. It's only because his fastball command hasn't been there. So it's like what I was talking about with Chacin, but the last 4 against Colorado have been good. This is his 3rd start at Coors Field here this year. He's 2-0 with the 135. Fastball, slider, curveball, changeup. In the last 2 or 3 starts in the end of August, the beginning of September for Madison Bumgarner, he's gone about 80% of the time with a fastball to strike somebody out with 2 strikes.
Kind of slings it up there with that long delivery on the backside. And it's 2-0. Bumgarner typically doesn't walk people, but the last 3 outings, he has struggled a bit with that command you were suggesting.
Just 28 walks on the season for Bumgarner. But 8 of those, or excuse me, 40 walks, 8 of those in the last 3 innings.
2 balls and a strike on Dexter. And that's a good looking pitch also.
Well, Madison hides the ball. Maybe he gets the high leg kick and then the arm comes out behind his body. And then by the time you see it up in the window that you're looking for as a hitter, it's on you.
Strike 3 was a cutter. It caught the inside corner, according to Eric Cooper. Dexter's gone, 1 out, and that'll bring up Rutledge, who owns a home run against Madison Bumgarner. Here are the Giants defensively. Gregor Blanco's in left, Pagan in center, Hunter Pence is in right field. It's the same infield as last night. Sandoval, Crawford, Scutaro, Brandon Belt at first, and Buster Posey behind the plate. Rutledge takes a strike. Bumgarner's ERA at 3.15. Virtually identical to what he finished with a year ago at 3.21.
At home it's 239, out on the road 393.
Well, as we often say about the Rockies' batting averages, typically they're going to hit for a higher average at home. And if you're a Giant pitcher, you're probably going to have a lower ERA at AT&T. That's fouled off.
At AT&T Park, the starters or the pitchers for the Giants, their ERA is 3.16, on the road 4.31. So over a run and a quarter higher for Bruce Bochy's staff.
1-2 on Rutledge. Set up inside. It's the cutter and it's hit to short. Crawford. 2 outs. Bumgarner, good numbers against the Rockies, so 1.88 career ERA. And his last 4 starts, that's pretty good. 4-0. And his ERA is minuscule, microscopic, if you will.
Yeah, when you're talking about just 2 earned runs and 27 in a 3rd innings.
The guy
3-0 during that time. I mean, those are just impressive. I don't care how you slice it when you're talking under 1 ERA.
The guy who has the best numbers against him is at the plate right now. Carlos Gonzalez, 7 for 19, a 3.68 average, including a couple of home runs. Took the collar last night. A little lower leg kick going now, trying to
slow it down.
Yeah, trying to find a good groove again.
The higher leg kick, you can do that when you're seeing the ball, things are going well, your timing is not the issue. But when it is, just bring it up slightly, get the foot back down in the ground. Because you can't start. Yeah, you can't start your swing until the foot hits.
Two outs, nobody on, bottom of one. Tried to touch the outside corner, reach back, got 94 there. 2-2. Bumgardner just turned 23 on August the 1st from Hickory, North Carolina. First round pick right out of high school. And this ball on the ground is Scudero. And it's a 1-2-3 start from Madison Bumgardner. We'll go to the second. No score.
Here on this 9/11, we remember. Here is the 9/11 memorial site in New York City. Jason Giambi, he played for the Yankees from 2002 to 2008. Even though he was with the A's at the time, the memories are still very vivid.
It was real. It was unbelievable, and we stopped baseball for 2 weeks, so we kind of, would go to the field every day and kind of discuss what was going to go on. We didn't know really what was going to go on, and then baseball finally resumed, and we played that first round of the playoffs in New York that year, and we went and visited some firehouses and some kids, and visit some of them that had lost some parents, in the tragic aftermath. But it'll always be a day everybody remembers.
Well, Jason told me today that playing in New York, he really felt 9/11 on the anniversary dates. He knows that New York City has embraced that time. He said he thinks often of the firefighters he visited, the families that he visited with, and today, just as every other year, he will remember 9/11. Guys?
All right, Jenny, thanks very much. And coincidentally, if you will, the very next season, he was a New York Yankee. He was a free agent at the end of that year and signed with the Yankees in the off season. And Jason had the perfect personality to handle the New York media and the pressure of being a baseball player in New York and a baseball player for the Yankees. That pitch misses, and it's a walk to Posey.
Yeah, not everybody can go there.
Not everybody can go there. And I know he still has a place in Manhattan, and so the events of 9/11 really close to so many people in the game, but in particular Jason Giambi. There's a strike on Hunter Pence.
If you ever have the chance to go to New York, you have to go down to Ground Zero and visit that area and the church across the street where a lot of the firefighters and responders were stationed. It is.
It's still a moving.
It is.
Moving place. There's no way around it. And it's changed dramatically, obviously, over 11 years. Oh, 2 on Pence. Well, here's the memorial, and every 9/11, the nearly 3,000 names of those lost are spoken at the exact time that the first plane collided with the towers. Here's the 1-2 on Pence inside, 2-2.
Well, it's been a steady rain now since first pitch. So look for this and the managers to play for 1 run early. Try to get that lead with the rains.
The guy you want to look at, yeah, you can only look at him obviously if we show him, is Tim McClelland. He's the crew chief. It's now in his hands. He's the third base umpire.
And in between innings, he went to the mound when Jalise was throwing his warm-up pitches and was talking to him saying, if you slip or anything happens, let me know.
3-2. Chacin worked an 8-pitch first inning, but he walked Posey on 4 pitches, and now he's gone full on Pence. Pence 1 for 4 last night. That one was a home run to left. Got a hanging slider from Alex White. Got it.
That wasn't a hanger.
Nope, that had bite to it, that slider. First strikeout for Chacin.
And where you like to throw it, right in that area, right over there to Pence. I mean, it was down, it had the bite, and enough differential between the fastball and the slider to get the strikeout. And since his return, 2-2 with the 1.27 ERA, 12 strikeouts. And the slugging percentage, it's not on there, but it was .317. Prior to his injury, it was .578.
One on Belt, and it's 0-2. 92-mile-an-hour fastball from Chacin.
And what you're seeing is more defensive swings from hitters than we saw before he was injured.
Sixth inning, Toyota Talk will come your way. Text the word Toyota to 720-720. Text right now. You'll be entered to win a 1-year family membership to the Denver Zoo. Good block. 2-2.
Two chances early in the game for Willeen to make blocks, and he did.
And you know, we don't often associate, it's a position of quick reactions behind the plate. You don't often associate, you know, nerves with the guy who's catching, but the way things have gone lately in blocking pitches, it's at the forefront of his mind. So when he calls for a slider or a curveball, and as a catcher, you're thinking, all right, you know, he's going to try to bury this depending on the situation. And now I got a block. All of a sudden you're thinking about it. And you know, anytime, especially in athletics, when you're thinking about something, you're not at ease.
Your body tenses up immediately. And so it's not the natural reaction where you're soft as a catcher like you need to be.
This is an easy play for Chris Nelson. Chacin got in the kitchen, a Belt, 2 outs.
Cut fastball from Chacin.
Who wants tacos? Remember, when the Rockies score 7 or more during any game, go to participating Colorado Taco Bell locations the next day between 4 and 6 and get your Rockies taco special. That will bring up Gregor Blanco. And that misses, ball 1 on Blanco. Slice to deep left. Cargo going back, still going back, leaping and making the catch. Blanco hit it well. Carlos Gonzalez made the grab. Middle of 2, no score. Glen Rock, Wyoming. We at Root Sports thank you for watching the Rockies. Visit our Facebook page at facebook.com/RootSportsRM so you can tell us your favorite place to root for the Rockies. Rosario swings at the first pitch and hits a high fly ball to center field. Angel Pagan just has to wait and wait. And now he's got it.
Glen Rock just off I-25 in between Douglas and Casper, Wyoming. In case you were wondering, Drew.
I was about to look that up. Between Casper and Douglas?
North of Cheyenne.
I've been through there then. Jordan Pacheco with 1 out. Jordan's hitting .306, 4 home runs, 42 driven in. Pacheco an RBI single in the first last night, 1 for 4. Hit a ball to deep center field late in the ball game that was tracked down by Pagan.
Well, Pagan had been burned earlier in the game. He said, I'm scooting back now. Backed up and caught that one on the run.
Bumgarner's been rather deliberate considering he's been out of the windup the entire ball game. Sometimes you see pitchers slow down when there's traffic naturally. This ball is going to be fouled down the right field line. Highest batting average among rookies all time with the Rockies. Todd Helton has that record. 98 his rookie season. He had 315. The next highest, Corey Sullivan, his rookie year, hit 294. That was back in 2005. Aaron Miles 293 in 04. Same year, remember Luis Gonzalez played second base. Luis hit 292 in 04. But the second highest average, Jordan Pacheco. You know, if he were to get hot the last few weeks, he would have a chance to maybe break that club record of Todd Helton.
He's got a big lead on the rest of the National League rookies. 21-point advantage.
1-2 down the line. That's a fair ball. It's skipped underneath the glove of Sandoval. That'll help the average as heading into second base is Pacheco. That hit the bag.
I think it hit the bag. Yeah, it skipped off the top of the bag, and it is a double for Jordan Pacheco, 26 this season. Right off the corner of the bag, and it kicked back to Pablo Sandoval's left.
You know what? That you have to give Pacheco credit for that. Really good aim.
Yeah, when something's 90 feet away and you're looking at a 12-inch base and you can hit the corner.
Outstanding. One out double for Jordan. Chris Nelson at the plate, hitting .381 against Giant pitching this year. Rockies won yesterday at home against San Francisco, just the second time in 7 ball games at Coors Field this year that they've beaten the Giants. Giants have won 9 of their last 11 ball games at 20th and Blake. Up the middle, base hit. Good read from Pacheco. Pagan is not going to have a throw. Chris Nelson makes it 1-0 Colorado. RBI number 44 for Nelly.
Chris Nelson is now hitting .361 with runners in scoring position. Hit this run back up the middle, tried to cut fastball inside, but he pulled the hands closer to his body and delivered the single to center. Good piece of hitting.
Bumgarner tosses over. Matt McBride at the plate. Matt had a nice little homecoming from Pennsylvania, not all that far from Philadelphia, where the Rockies just played. Boy, his dad was fun, wasn't he, with Jenny? Or was it with Mark?
Mark.
Mark? Okay, Jenny was hosting the pre- and post-game shows with Mark. You're right.
Well, it's about all his buddies that were there, his high school coach.
Looks like the rain's tapered off a little bit.
It has. It's still nice to jump out, get that 1-0 lead at least. Nice catch, and then the second foul ball went in the same area and the same guy.
Did he get them both?
He has one. Maybe he couldn't catch the second one because he had the other ball in his hand. Oh, he missed that one.
What are the odds?
Almost like that.
That's in the dirt. No, it hit him. You're right. McBride will go to first. Chris Nelson to second. DJ LeMahieu will come up. 2 on and 1 out. With a run already in.
Off the foot. Back right foot of. And also caught the pant leg in the left leg from the Mike Schaut Subaru Supermo.
You're right. It got up twice.
Yeah. First one didn't hurt his pant leg. No, but real quick, back to that story. Remember in Cincinnati earlier this year, that fan that caught 2 home run balls back to back?
Yes.
And what are the odds of that?
About the same as
that guy having a chance to catch both of them and only getting one.
LeMahieu takes a strike. Home plate umpire against Eric Cooper. Angel Campos is at first. Ted Barrett at second. Tim McClellan is at third. LeMahieu 1 for 3 yesterday.
324 with runners in scoring position for DJ.
Just got the hand in. Scudero picking on his former teammate.
You never know with Marco out there, the inside move. He ended up dropping the baseball. Chris had dove back and made it safely. The ball also popped out.
And LeMahieu bounces it slowly to short, and they still turn it over. Good job by Scudero. Rockies get a run. Pacheco a double. Chris Nelson the run scoring hit. Take a look at the road ahead, powered by your Colorado Hyundai dealers. Step up to the plate, get more miles per gallon with the hottest car line in America, Hyundai. Rockies have one more game in this series at Coors Field against the Giants tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Thursday's a travel day. Friday, the Rockies resume here on Root Sports 7:30 with the pregame show from San Diego. Saturday, we're on the air at 6, and Sunday afternoon as well. And then it's on to San Francisco again for 4 games this season. Save responsibly when you shop at your Colorado Hyundai dealers. Check it out at coloradohyundai.com. Brandon Crawford against Chacin, strike 1. Crawford from Northern California, UCLA product, Giant fan his whole life. He has started the majority of the ball games this year at shortstop. And he's been as steady as anybody defensively at that position in the second half in the National League. Just 2 errors.
And 62 ball games, and prior to that he had 12, and that was a lot for a shortstop, but he has a steady glove. That's all they're looking for their shortstop with their pitching staff is if the ball's hit on the ground and we need that out, make it. You don't have to make the spectacular play, just make the routine play.
Here's the 1-2 and nice catch, Jhoulys Chacín. How about that reaction?
He's in the fielding position that he needed to be in for that play. The body hadn't spun off towards first base. He's in a fielding position, glove out, and snags it.
Willeen can shout out to him, say, hey, that's better than the one you tried to catch the other day that I tossed back to you.
And that one was hit harder.
Ooh, that one was right over his head. A base hit for Bumgarner. You know, Bumgarner earlier this year hit 8th in a lineup for Bruce Bochy. He has a home run this year.
Dale Swaim did that 3 days ago with Jeff Samardzija in the Cubs. He hit him 8th.
Samardzija, well, there's Alex White. He had a home run last night, well over 400 feet. Samardzija doesn't have the track record, as I recall, that Bumgarner does swinging the bat.
Yeah, Samardzija was hitting 115 for his career, so I don't understand that move. And I still haven't, even when Tony La Russa was doing it.
Angel Pagan at the plate. Pagan hit a fly ball to McBride in right. Two 2-0 on Pagan, a native of Puerto Rico. That's in there, 2-1. A 31-year-old outfielder, first reached the big leagues with the Cubs in '06. And now it started to rain again. Best year came in '09 with the Mets in half a season at .306 with 6 home runs, 32 driven in. He's closing in on his 3rd straight 30 stolen base season. He's got 25. Wells Fargo customers get your 2-for-1 Rockies tickets by going to wellsfargo.com/Rockies. Wells Fargo Bank, member FDIC. Lifted to center field, pretty deep. Dexter in front of the track makes the catch. 2 outs.
It shows you the strength of Pagan because that ball kept traveling. Dexter gets the jump and then has to put it into 4th gear, not quite 5th gear, to get back to get it in front of the warning track.
Marco Scudero fouled out down the first base line. Ball caught by LeMahieu in the 1st inning. Rockies up 1-0. 2 gone here in the 3rd. And Chacín misses away ball 1.
A tight zone from Eric Cooper tonight. There's some pitches that are close with the rain. He's not expanding. And that's a pitch we've seen called for a strike before, just a half a ball off the black. Get your tickets now for the Fan Appreciation Fireworks game on Friday, September 21st.
2-1. Just a little summer shower.
That's what you want to call it?
Yeah.
It is still summertime. We have not moved into fall. I hope Ginny left and got out of the dugout area, so she's not getting wet even with the umbrella.
3-1's fouled off.
Guys, I'm suffering in the elements.
Where are you?
I am suffering. That's all I got to say. I see a lot of rain. I have an umbrella in my hand.
But that doesn't mean that you're still out in it.
She's in the course clubhouse.
I am taking advantage of the Wells Fargo club level, if you will.
Okay.
I just wanted to check it out. I've never really been in here, so I just want to make sure I have every angle of the ballpark covered, and that I do now.
Yeah, you're smart.
Well, you haven't done a shot in a while from the rock pile.
And that's where you really would like me to go right now, isn't it? That's very nice of you.
No, I was just helping with your tours, giving you suggestions.
Yeah, perhaps on that 90-degree day later this week, I will. See, I'm hard at work in here. Well,
we can't see.
We can't see.
There you go. Okay.
I have my scorecard. I have you guys. It's great.
This is popped up in foul ground, and it's going to land a row and a half behind the Rockies dugout. We're close to where Jenny was situated.
Can I open the umbrella? Oh, wait, that's bad luck. It's bad luck.
You're inside.
Yeah, don't.
I told you I had the umbrella in my hand.
Say hello to those people next to you. They're waving.
Nice.
They're on TV.
See, they're smart, too. They're staying dry.
Jenny, there's a really nice coffee shop down about 50 yards for Huey and I. We'll pay. We'll buy whatever you like.
All right, I'll think on that. That would require me getting up from my comfy seat right now.
Here's the 3-2, and this one's popped up, and he's hit about 3 now that have flirted with being in play.
See, it's a good thing
Jenny,
I moved.
if you were down in that same area where you started the ball game by Bo, hi Bo, you would have got that foul ball. You can really see the rain coming down off the helmet of Scudero, and then you'll start to see the droplets when you're hitting, and you just hope that one doesn't fall as the pitch is coming.
I guess it didn't. That was pulled into left field, a base hit for Scudero. Outfielders have to be particularly careful because that ball will really skip. So they're 2 on, 2 outs, and Pablo Sandoval will come up. He had a broken bat ground ball to second his first time up. Bumgardner's at second. Asked Pablo earlier tonight how that hand was feeling, and he said it's still really sore.
You just tell from some of the swings that he's been taking that it's not the aggressive Pablo Sandoval swings. More measured.
And a broken hamate bone, was on the disabled list. Outside ball 1. I've always liked him. He can flat out hit. I know he doesn't have the prettiest physique, but he can pick it at third. He's cat-like quick, and he plays with a smile on his face. He really enjoys the game. One ball, one strike. Pablo Sandoval from Venezuela.
He hurt his hamstring earlier this year when he was playing first base and stretched for a ball on a double play to end the ball game, and it cost him some time.
almost got hurt on that swing. He was so far out in front of the slider. 1-2. Tell you what, Tim McClellan's going to have a conversation, I'm sure, with Mark Razum to find out what the weather forecast is at the end of this half inning, because the rain has intensified and the wind has picked up. And you hate when you see the crew chief glance up in the air.
He keeps looking at the flags and everything.
This is popped up to shallow left. Cargo coming in will make the catch. Well, Jenny, what's coming up after this commercial break? What do you have?
Hey guys, we're going to continue our remembrance of 9/11. Rockies reliever Adam Ottavino is right across the river in Brooklyn. His memories are coming up after the break. Nothing as we head to the bottom of the third. Today on 9/11, 11 years after 9/11, 2001, we remember. This is shots from the 9/11 Memorial in New York. And Rockies reliever Adam Ottavino, he was right across the river in Brooklyn, New York. He was a sophomore in high school when they learned what happened. He was shocked and even worried about his family. His dad got on a flight that morning. Once he found out his dad was okay, this is what happened after.
Days that followed, obviously didn't have school for like a week, and it was just crazy, you know. But the city really banded together really well, and a lot of great memories actually from the aftermath, just in terms of how much support everybody had for the victims, and the way that it's finally getting rebuilt now, with the Freedom Tower. New York's a special place.
A very special place indeed. And Adam said that even his local fire station was part of the first responders. He said half of the station didn't return. It is a day he will never forget, guys.
All right, Jenny, thank you. And thanks to Adam Ottavino. And on the field, Jolie Chassin probably looking at Alex White saying, hey, I watched you last night. I saw what you did. Because he hit one about 420 feet.
He actually hit his further than Alex White hit his last night, but it was the placement of Alex into the left center field gap. This one was into almost dead center field off the fence. Well, this was not far from being out at the base of the wall.
Remember, he's thrown out some hits in this season of brief time that in the brief time that he's been healthy. There's a bunt by Dexter, and they're not going to get it. Once there was indecision between Bumgarner and Posey as to who would grab the baseball, they had no shot. A bunt single for Dexter Fowler, first and third, with Rutledge coming up and nobody out. And great decision there by Dexter.
Yeah, and his last two bunt base hits have been from the right side doing the same thing. Drop it down. Baumgartner, I got it. You got it. No. Posey has it. But by that time, it was too late. And this is what you want to create confusion between the two. Who's going to make the play? And you get a bunt base hit. You also advance the runner. First and third, nobody out to tack on another one. Smart baseball.
And you're in the thick part of your order. Here's Rutledge. Bounced to short his first time. Fastball's in, ball one. You know, one of the things with Dexter going into this year that you talked about him improving, bunting the baseball for hits, and the stolen base game. Now, the stolen base game is still a work in a process. And this ball's hit hard. It's going to turn into a double play, but the Rockies get the run. A work in progress, but Dexter has improved dramatically bunting the baseball. Rockies make it 2-0 on the double play ground ball by Rutledge.
That's what helps keep that average up. The average for Dexter with that bump base hit jumps to 311.
Cargo hit a ball on the ground to second in the first inning. 2 outs, nobody on. And he thought about laying down a bunt. Saw Sandoval bat.
If I'm Sandoval, I'll honor it for one more pitch and then I'm backing up again. I'm not going to give him a chance to shoot one by me into that 5-6 hole on the left side.
2-0.
And there goes Sandoval backing up.
Gardner throws that cutter quite a bit. He'll throw it naturally to righties, but he'll also throw it to lefties. And every once in a while, he'll throw a four-seamer in the mid-90s. Here's a 2-1.
Well, that's why for Baumgartner, the 14 wins are tied for 7th most in the National League. Also 173 strikeouts to boot.
Two and two on Cargo. And this ball is rifled to right center field, and it is over the head of Hunter Pence. And Cargo will have himself a double. That is good to see. Been struggling to find the barrel with any consistency lately, but he is just too good a hitter to keep down. 30th double of the year for number 5.
Also the 8th career hit off of Baumgartner. Cut fastball. I know it has a slider spin action on it, but not quite the dot that you look for sliders, and the speed of it at 88 is too hard for a slider. It's a cutter, but it doesn't cut enough for Carlos, and we know how long that reach is and how much plate coverage he gets.
See if Willeen can produce a 2-out ribby here. Rockies up 2-0. They have out-hit the Giants 5-2. On the inside corner, strike one on Willeen.
First curveball tonight from Madison.
See so many pitchers
put it in their back pocket here.
You know, refuse to throw it at altitude. Maybe they'll show it once or twice. As you said, that's all. Well, that's the only time we've seen it in 40 pitches.
Yeah, he only throws it on average 10% of the time.
Fouled off by Willeen. 2-2. This is hit hard under the glove into center field. Scudero couldn't make the play. Cargo comes home. Rosario has made it 3-0. Scudero is in position, but it may be that the slick grass that accelerated the baseball through the infield.
Well, and also the dirt. On the dirt, when it's wet, it doesn't have the hop that you expect. And that one went underneath his glove. He was expecting a higher hop. When it's dry, it'll hop higher. This time it scoots past him. And he was 3 or 4 inches away from the the ball on the Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo.
That's the 60th RBI for Rosario.
That? 60 RBIs for Willeen when going into spring training. Just question if he would be here down in AAA.
60 RBIs, 319 at bats. Jordan Pacheco at the plate. I swear every once in a while Jim Tracy got an early lead. Likes the sneak attack. I know you got a lefty out there, but once Bumgarner lifts that leg, if he goes to the plate, it takes a while.
He doesn't have a very good move to first.
And he takes off, and the hit and run dropped into right field. And a green light for Rosario. Around third, coming to the plate, the throw high. He scores on a single from first base, 4-0. So Jim Tracy put him in motion, and Jordan Pacheco got him home.
How about being aggressive? You send the runner, you've got the catcher, but he doesn't have catcher speed. Jordan inside out, over the head of Marco Scudero, right center field. Hunter Pence cuts it off, gets it back in. But Rosario rounds the base. He looks over his shoulder. He's not slowing down. He wants Richie Doward to wave him home. And the other side of the coin is, too, Pacheco. He started to go to second, but he didn't get caught in no man's land where he gets thrown out, because now you could do the same thing if you want.
That's the second time in this game that Jordan has done a really good job, Huey, pulling his hands in on that cutter.
You have to do it.
This ball lathered to center field. It'll drop. And a base hit for Chris Nelson, his second. This is not the Madison Bumgarner the Rockies have seen earlier this year. 2-0 against the Rockies with a 1.35 ERA. The Rockies have 8 hits against him, and I mean, they've all been squared up.
Yeah, but it goes back to the last 3 starts that he's had prior to this coming into Coors Field, where he's 0-3 and an ERA at 6.48.
Matt McBride was hit on a 1-2 pitch on his right foot. Four to nothing Colorado. The rain, by the way, has stopped, at least for now. Two-strike count on McBride, 2 outs, 4 straight 2-out hits. Cargo got it going with the double off the base of the right center field wall. And then the single by Rosario, single by Pacheco, single by Nelson.
The best thing is you got Ulysses in the dugout to get a sip of water, catch his breath, and so he doesn't immediately have to go back out to the hill.
Yeah, he began the whole thing with a monster double. This is slowly hit to short. Tough hop. Crawford, bad throw to Scudero. Boy,
why did he go there?
Why would you go there? That handcuffs Scudero.
Well, Scudero wasn't expecting it.
Nor should he be.
No.
He was already past second base.
But the momentum of the shortstop, it's an easy throw to first base. Watch Scudero. He's coming across the bag, not even expecting it to be there. Even if he catches it, Chris Nelson's still going to be safe. Just make the flip to first.
Bases are loaded for LeMahieu. Ooh, he almost threw that to the backstop. DJ grounded into a 6-4-3 double play. I'm assuming there's going to be an error there on Crawford, but they haven't indicated as of yet. And this is a stay in the game moment right now for Bumgarner. If not literally, certainly figuratively. Base hit would make it 6-0. 2-0 the count.
Don't expand the strike zone if you're DJ.
Fielder's choice E6.
And that's the right call.
Just the third error since the All-Star break for Crawford. 2-0. Strike one. The Giants overall, they did not play good defense the first half of the season. In the second half of the season, they've been among the best teams with the gloves in baseball.
Yeah, that was just their 30th error in the last 55 games, 56 including tonight.
3-1 on LeMahieu. Bumgarner's been out there for a long time. There have been 6 hits in the inning, and now the error on the McBride ground ball.
And for DJ, make the strike zone the size of a thimble. Put it in the smallest window as possible where you want to hit it, where you think you can drive it.
3-1. That wasn't to his liking. That's fine.
okay.
3-2 to your point.
Now the runners will start in motion. So for sure now a ball in the gap. You're going to score McBride from first.
And the other thing you try to remind yourself as a hitter, don't you, Huey? All the pressure's on that guy on the hill.
Pitcher. We forget that when we're standing in the box, but it's true.
3-2 ground ball to Crawford. And this time he did the wise thing and went across the diamond. The Rockies have a very fine third inning. 3 runs on 6 hits. 2 of the runs coming after there were 2 gone. Colorado 4, San Francisco nothing as we go to the 4th. Big Lights, Big Cities. This week we'll head to two of the best baseball cities in the big leagues. New York and Chicago. We'll tag along with Dexter Fowler as he goes to the MLB Fan Cave. And we'll catch up with our old friend Alana Rizzo at the MLB Network. Then on to the streets of Chicago with Charlie Blackmon and DJ LeMahieu. Rockies All Access, Big Lights, Big City, Saturday night at 5. Rockies up 4-0. Chacin will face Buster Posey to lead off the fourth, and Hunter Pence and Brandon Belt. He walked Posey on 4 pitches. A couple of singles given up in the third. That's the only markers really against Chacin. And that's strike one. Got to tell you the story on this 11th anniversary of 9/11 of Bam Bam. Hensley Mullins. There's Hensley. He's the hitting coach for the San Francisco Giants, former big leaguer. Got the nickname Bam Bam because the native of Curacao could hit it a long way. Played for the Yankees, but in 2001 he was now playing in independent ball for the Newark Bears, who were owned at the time by the former Yankee catcher Rick Cerrone. And he was out with some Yankees and some old friends in New York the night before 9/11, and then he went back to his hotel, which was right across from Newark Airport. And across the water, you had a clear sight line to the Twin Towers. That is a fair ball, and Chacin, again, there's where the wet grass, I don't think the spikes gripped, and he slid down. So Buster Posey has himself a 15-foot single. But to continue the story, the next morning he went down to breakfast, and he says it's Tuesday morning at this hotel, and he said there's a ton of people in the lobby. He's like, so he finally said to somebody, he said, what's going on? And they said, what's going on? You didn't hear? And he said, go look outside. And he walked outside, and literally, you know, it was a beautiful view normally of the two towers, and one tower was down, and then they're all standing outside watching live from 12 miles away when the second plane hit. Pence lines one to right. Posey will go first to third. Runners at first and third now, and nobody out. And he also remarked that new ballpark at the time for the Newark Bears, right behind the batter's eye, and they were built it this way, was the picture, or excuse me, the backdrop was, you know, Battery Park and Lower Manhattan.
Hensley speaks 5 languages.
Very, very sharp guy, and you know,
he was just recently knighted for the Netherlands, so he's actually a Sir Hensley Mullins. They had a ceremony in AT&T where he had to go after batting practice, put a suit on. They knighted him prior to the game. He went back and put his baseball uniform on.
Well, there's little chance of us ever having that situation. Rocket to second, and DJ LeMahieu can't turn it over on Brandon Belt. Belt got up the line pretty good because that ball was smoked at LeMahieu. And now Jim Tracy's going to go chew on Angel Campos again. Campos threw him out last night. And I see, you can just tell by Jim's demeanor, this is, I want to stick around. Last night you could tell he was hot, and there was a good chance he wasn't going to stick around.
Yeah, and this ball was hit very hard to DJ. Makes a flip over to Rutledge, and
I honestly, and I don't know if he would have turned it, I think Josh was surprised when he looked up at where Belt was.
Yeah, because he didn't get rid of that ball quickly. He didn't have his other hand up by his glove. He had it down to the side.
And Belt, because he beat the throw, gets an RBI. It's 4-1. Gregor Blanco at the plate. Good job keeping that ball right in front by Rosario. Oh, and now the proper font, as we say in the television business. Sir Hensley Mewlin's hitting coach. Well, how about Sir Bam
Sir
Bam?
Bam Bam.
Can we move
Well, that's
to
what I asked
Hensley
you,
Mewlin?
yeah.
Sir Bam Bam.
So can I call you Sir Bam Bam now? You can call me whatever you want as long as it's Sir before it.
He's a great guy, and this ball's in the air to Dexter again. Boy, the wind, look, it took that dropped. Wow. That looked like as routine a fly ball as you will see. And all of a sudden, Dexter's long striding it toward the baseball, and he could not get there.
It's a base hit for Blanco. Now watch Dexter. He goes back and then has to change direction. He's going hard after it. That went off the end of his glove.
That's a bad break. Brandon Crawford's up there, 1 out. See if Chacin can get a ground ball here against Crawford. Remember, he hit that hard line drive right back at Chacin. He made a nice catch, ball 1. Well, Sir Bam Bam is from Curacao, which is part of the Netherlands, and there are 6 current players in the big leagues from Curacao. You know how many people live in Curacao? 140,000. So we always talk about the Dominican Republic and how many players that they have cranked out, not only through the years but year in and year out. Curacao per capita turns out more major league players than any other place on earth.
Andrew Jones is from Curacao.
Andrew Jones is from Curacao. Roger Bernardina, Kenley Jansen, the closer for the Dodgers. Jair Jurgens has had a tough year this year for Atlanta, but he's been very good in the past. Diving stop, and running to the bag is Nelson. That's a terrific play by Chris. That saved a run.
We've had 2 defensive plays tonight in this inning. One by DJ LeMahieu on the hot smash off the bat of Brandon Belt, and now off of Brandon Crawford. Chris Nelson diving to his right. That ball gets by. It's a run, but wisely get up, get the lead runner. You have the pitcher coming up. Don't make a wild throw to another base.
Well, this pitcher lined a single to center his first time, Bumgarner, so you got to pitch to him. Ball 1. The other natives of Curacao currently in the big leagues, and there's some kids in the minor leagues that are knocking at the door. Jurickson Profar, who just came up as a teenager
Texas,
and hit a home run
for the Rangers, 19-year-old.
First at bat. And the young shortstop that we were going to see the other day that was hurt, Andrelton Simmons. It's also with Atlanta. Here's a mid-count visit from Bo McLaughlin. 2-0 the count on Madison Bumgarner.
Bo did this last night with Alex White, 2-0.
Rockies fans, Root Sports has launched a new interactive second screen experience called Game Connect. We've messed around with it. It's a lot of fun. It's very informative. I think you'll enjoy it. Go to it now. Feel like interacting? It's the place to go. Visit rootsports.com/Rocky Mountain to connect to Game Connect. .66 pitches in the 4th inning. 4-1 the Rockies leading. At the knees. Was well received by Willeen.
Hold it there. Used a strong wrist for Eric Cooper to call it a strike.
This ball's crushed to deep left. Oh my goodness. We've got a tie game. 3-run home run, Madison Bumgarner. I guess that's why he hit 8th in the lineup earlier this year. Alex White, who hit the home run last night. That's a big, strong country kid who's not that far removed from probably hitting cleanup for his team back in Hudson, North Carolina, his high school team.
And the reach back from Rosario, I mean, that thing is belt high. 6'5", 235 pounds, and he got every bit of it. Well, you think back to the double play that wasn't turned, that ball that fell with the wind in front of Dexter Fowler.
It always seems to come back and burn you, doesn't it? You can't give a team extra outs, and obviously you don't expect a pitcher to hit one like that. Well, Bumgarner has hit better than he's pitched tonight. 2 for 2, a single and a 3-run game-tying home run. Giants, with that home run, have 86 home runs. It is the fewest in Major League Baseball. What, 15 or 17.5% of their home runs have come against the Rockies. Pacheco finally picks it up, tags the bag. Pagan is out. Rockies will get to the dugout. They had a 4-0 lead about 10 minutes ago, and then Sir Bam Bam's troops went to work. 4-4. Sports brought to you by the Ford Focus. 40 miles per gallon of pure fun. Start more than a car. Ford Focus, go further. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo customers get your 2-for-1 Rockies tickets today by going to wellsfargo.com/Rockies. Wells Fargo Bank, member FDIC. Today we remember, as we should every day, the 11-year anniversary of 9/11. Scenes from New York. And those shots of the reflection pool taken just a couple of weeks ago when we were in the Big Apple as the Rockies were taking on the Mets. 4-4 ball game now. Chacin is pinch hit for. And Andrew Brown takes ball 1. Boy, Jolice was not happy, not surprisingly, when he got to the dugout. Entered the 4th inning with a fairly low pitch count, a 4-0 lead. And now it's all gone, and he doesn't have an opportunity to continue because the pitch count got him.
Yeah, and a couple plays that You're looking at it, you wish you could have back. I know Josh Rutledge wishes he would turn that ball quicker at second base, and Dexter Fowler with the wind, he makes that play. You ask him, it's a play that he would like to have back.
Brown a check swing to Belt, and he throws to Bumgarner, 1 out.
Now you put the momentum back into the Giants dugout.
Without question. Dexter Fowler coming up, AT&T trivia question. How many times have 3 brothers played together in the same outfield in one game? Well, think of a couple of trios of brothers. One of them's pretty easy. Now I'm starting to wonder if the other set of brothers. That's a foul ball.
That was close. Aaron Cooper has the call until it gets to the bag, and he was jumped out, looked at the right down the line.
Wondering about the Italian brothers from San Francisco,
yes,
Northern California. San Francisco's involved in this a couple of times, sort of. Here's the 1-1 outside, 2-1.
One of those brothers is my manager.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying.
Same brother, a mentor to the Rockies' current manager. Fouled off. 3-2 on Dexter. Last couple of innings, they put Diamond dry around the infield. Now the batter's area, see it clearly on the pitcher's mound, starting to sprinkle again. And ball 4, so Dexter draws a walk. That'll help the old on-base percentage. Came in at .394, 4th in the league, and he's been on twice in 3 at-bats. Take a look at our CenturyLink high-speed pitch. Bumgarner 94, Chassis 92. Fast speed, a low monthly price. Visit CenturyLink.com.
That was also Dexter's 60th walk on the season. That's first on the Rockies.
Rutledge is grounded to short, grounded into a 6-4-3 double play. So Crawford's on high alert. It's come his way twice.
Maybe Marco will be ready for this one.
Is it necessary at the big league level, at the amateur levels, the collegiate level, say, hey, somebody out of the dugout will say, came to you twice, or that sort of, at the big league level, because you know who's hitting, is that unnecessary?
It is, because you can also look up at the board most of the time too. But you know the hitters,
right,
where they hit it. Oh, this guy hit it to me last time.
Sure.
Because you recognize the names and the faces, and you play against them so much.
Right.
In amateur and youth ball, no, we're always saying,
where are we in the lineup?
Yeah. Who's hitting? That's number 3. Okay, number 3, flew out to right last time.
Sure. Kind of know. Okay, Buster Posey. Seen that guy.
Well, you also know, too, because of positioning. Where am I going to play this guy? Crawford's more onto the bull side. Closer to the bag is Marco Scudero at second. Well, the Rockies on your phone with MLB.com at bat 2012, featuring pitch tracking highlights and more. Text at bat to 31826.
One and two on Rutledge. Dave Hadjick's in town. He's the roving infield coordinator for the Rockies. And it's really neat for those coordinators. You were a coach of the Cubs organization after your playing career. When you see some of your guys graduate and have success, Dave's been really proud of the work of Josh Rutledge.
Well, he was out today around 3 o'clock hitting fungos to Rutledge, who was taking ground balls at second base. And Troy was taking them at shortstop. Dave's heading off to Instructional League. They have to be down there the 22nd of September. Instructional League starts the 24th.
Three and two on Rutledge. Cargo on deck. Rockies in a 4-4 game with the Giants. Giants began the day with a 5-game lead on the Dodgers. Dodgers were off last night. They're back in action tonight. They're in the desert, scoreless in the 3rd inning.
Kershaw against Ian Kennedy. Kershaw was skipped in the Giants series this weekend with a sore hip.
He got pushed back. Cincinnati beat Pittsburgh tonight 5-2. They now lead that division by 10 games. And a bouncing ball to third. Sandoval bobbles, fires to first in time. Two outs. Cargo coming up.
Sandoval came and got the ball like you're taught, but he forgot to look it into his glove. He was thinking too quickly of turning two, but with the runner going, that wasn't his option, so he had to go over to first and got Rutledge by a half step.
Oh and 1. Cargo hit a double to deep right center his last time up. That came with 2 outs last inning. And then Rosario singled him home. Pacheco would drive in Rosario. Nelson had a hit. Rockies rallied for a couple more runs with 2 outs.
Cargo needed this. He'd been down to 303 before this double over the head of Hunter Pence in right field. The last time that Carlos Gonzalez was below 300, that was back on May 26. He was at 298.
Popped it up. Scudero makes the catch. Rockies leave Dexter Fowler at second base. We move to the 5th inning, tied at 4. The first inning was terrific for Jolie Chassin. 8 pitches to get Angel Pagan, Marco Scudero, and Pablo Sandoval. Learn about energy efficiency and how to save money in your home by visiting responsiblebynature.com. Well, Chassin is now out of the ball game as we go to the 5th. In a 4-4 game, Carlos Torres will take over. And it'll be Scudero, Sandoval, and Posey.
Torres has been a wonderful piggyback hybrid pitcher this year, and we had talked about it last night on the broadcast about the batting average against. Who has the 3rd lowest on the Rockies? Well, it's Carlos Torres at 225. He's got a lot of guts. He throws a fastball 91 to 93 miles an hour, a hard slider. He attacks his zones, not afraid. It's hit it if you can. Here it is, and let's go.
Scudero a single his last time. Takes low ball 1. And another base hit for Marco. Scudero hitting above 330 in the Giants uniform. AT&T trivia question. It's an interesting one. How many times have 3 brothers played together in the same outfield? I think it's happened only one time. It was the Alou brothers. Well, twice. Matty, Jesus, and Felipe, but it's the only group.
Felipe Alou, my manager in 1987 in the Florida State League in West Palm Beach.
Some were wondering, I mentioned San Francisco. The DiMaggio brothers never played together in the same outfield because Vince DiMaggio played in the National League his whole career. Dom played in the American League. Joe, of course, the Yankee Clipper. And then there were 5, what was it, the Delahanties back in the late 19th century into the first part of the 20th century. There were 5 different brothers, but there were never 3 playing together in the same outfield. And of course,
Ed was a Hall of Famer.
Ed was a Hall of Famer. Is a Hall of Famer. Is. Exactly. Thank you. And he was part of an answer to a trivia question the other day, wasn't he?
About the Phillies. It was when we were there with Mike Schmidt. I need to think about that one for a second, but it was one of our trivia questions that day in Philly.
I don't think what that question was. Anyhow.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe it would involve Juan Pierre.
2000 hit club with Philadelphia. Is that what that was? Because Jimmy Rollins is on that list.
That's what it was. It was Jimmy Rollins.
Three and 1 on Pablo Sandoval. Hey, Richie Ashburn.
Yes.
Was part of that answer also. I'm going to wake up in a cold sweat this winter. All the AT&T trivia questions are coming back at me all at once.
Just don't text me in the middle of the night, please.
Oh, absolutely. I got to share it with somebody. My wife's not going to care. I got to share it with you. Join in on the conversation in the 6th inning. That's coming up. Toyota Talk. Text Toyota to 720-720. Send us some questions. And, of course, you'll be entered to win a 1-year family membership to the Denver Zoo. Runner going, and Sandoval has popped it up.
just tell that hand is still hurting him. Just from the swings he's taking.
Sandoval gone, and Buster Posey, who walked and had a little squibber up the third base line for a hit. Buster hitting .450 against the Rockies this year, including 4 home runs.
Come into this game hitting .480 here at Coors Field.
They've taken that error, Huey, away from Brandon Crawford. On the, they've just ruled it a fielder's choice.
Okay.
And that is. I'm looking at it now. That
didn't affect any
no,
runs.
No, because the next hitter, DJ LeMahieu, bounced out, so it didn't affect. That's what I was checking. So I'm sure Brandon will be happy about that.
Sure, it goes back down to just 2 errors in the last 62 games.
2-1 on Buster Posey. This fired in the dirt, kicks away. And Scudero to second base, and no longer an opportunity to turn a conventional double play, at least. That's a wild pitch on Torres.
And where it hit out in front of home plate. Not much that Wallin could do when he goes out and thinks where it's going to be in one spot, but it hit 2.5 to 3 feet in front of him. Then it's just a guess on where it's going to go after that.
Posey sitting third in the league. Of course, his suspended teammate remains number 1. That would be an uncomfortable deal if McCutchen or Posey don't catch Cabrera. Another walk, and because of the wild pitch, not the end of the world. And then you have a force all around again with 1 out, and Hunter Pence coming up.
Well, even with Cabrera, he's at 501 plate appearances. You need 502. They would give him that 1 plate appearance to qualify him for the batting title. It wouldn't affect his batting average.
Well, there's a rule that you just take offers up
to
until
get to that point.
To get to the
right. That's why you'd be 0 for 1.
Number 502. It's 3.1 at bats for every game your team plays.
But no matter how you slice it and dice it, it's uncomfortable.
Yes.
And he shouldn't qualify.
No. Ball and a strike on Pence. He singled his last time up. Hunter has hit just .226 in a Giant uniform. Even before he came to San Francisco, before the trade deadline with Philadelphia after the All-Star break, he'd been struggling. This a long run down the right field line, and what a catch by Pacheco. That's out on the playground, go deep in football. The ball comes floating right over the middle of your body, and you reach out the hands and make the catch.
And you're just running. You can't run to a spot. You just keep looking over your shoulder, hope the ball comes out of there somewhere, and you reach up with that long first baseman's mitt. This is just the icing on the cake as far as the athleticism for Jordan Pacheco. because that just showed you right there how athletic he is.
That's why he was a middle infielder at the University of New Mexico.
As far as he had to run for that ball,
that's why I always like to point out, when we talk about athleticism, we always think of run fast, jump high. And Jordan's not slow, but he's not a super fast runner. I have no idea how he jumps. He probably jumps average, but we sometimes confuse that with exclude hand-eye coordination, ability to do lots of different things that are athletic. Deep left field, Belt over the outstretched glove of Gonzalez. One run is scored. Posey coming home, and now moving up on that throw, and the Rockies nearly throw it away. Is Brandon Belt. A 2-run double by Brandon Belt. Belt ends up at third on the throw.
this is slicing away from Carlos, and the wind is helping push it from him. Tried to reach out for it off the end of the glove. High throw to home. Missed the cutoff man. And then good thing that Josh Rutledge was in the right spot. Otherwise, that's another run. Carlos leaping and stretching and doing everything he could to make that play.
Gregor Blanco fouls it off. That's 11 RBIs in the last 9 games for Brandon Belt.
Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo will illustrate how close that was to being an out and no runs. Instead, it hit off the last couple fingers of the glove.
Two-strike count on Torres. Strike 3 on Blanco. But in the inning, the Giants, who scored 4 in the 4th, come up with 2 in the 5th. They now lead it 6-4.
6-4. Willian Rosario set to lead off the bottom of the fifth. Now, it's no secret that Rosario has had his ups and downs this season. 23 home runs for the Rockies, but he's had some trouble behind the dish. But when you ask Jim Tracy, in his words, he's a big fan of Willian Rosario.
Those windows take a little time. And so you have to have the patience and the courage to endure the lapses that are going to come along with it. This is another case, like I've talked to you guys about with Fowler and Gonzalez, that I firmly believe that we will finish this product. He may make a liar out of me, so what? I don't think he will.
Well, when Jim Tracy is in your corner, it's a good thing. Just ask Carlos Gonzalez or Dexter Fowler. He didn't give up on them when they were still trying to mature and develop here at the big league level. He's going to do the same exact thing with Willian Rosario. Yesterday was supposed to be a scheduled day off, just a mental break for him to kind of gather his thoughts after he had 4 passed balls the other day on the road. However, Ramon Hernandez gets hurt. Insert Willian Rosario. So again, trial by fire for the rookie, but that may not be the worst thing for this guy, Jeff and Drew, heading into the 2013 season.
No, and one of the things that he pointed out, and we get to be around Willian on a daily basis, he cares a great deal. This is not a kid that's just happy to be in the big leagues, and we're just worried about the fact that he has big time power and has hit a lot of home runs. He wants to be the complete package. It is very important to him.
And the other guy that's helped him out in this process has been Ramon Hernandez. And I know the season hasn't gone like Ramon wanted it to, but he is, in his veteran experience, has helped him along the way in his receiving, in his blocking, in the thought process of being a catcher, because every pitch goes through you.
Spends a lot of time with his little brother.
Right, that's what it is, and he's helping him.
2-2 bounce off the bag, and that's going to be a hit for Willian. I'm telling you what, you got to give Pacheco and Rosario credit. There's a perfect example. Rosario's watching. He's a student. He saw Pacheco use the bag earlier tonight. He said, I'm going to do that if I have an opportunity.
I'm not sure I've seen a ball go off the bag twice in a year, and now we've had 2 in 4 innings or 5 innings. I mean, this pops right off the front side of the bag. Pablo Sandoval said, what's going on here? George Pacheco, he gets to the other corner.
I don't understand it. See, that's what baffles me. Why don't more players do that?
If it was that easy, you'd do it every time, wouldn't you?
Looking back on your career, Huey, don't you think you should have done that more? Let's check our Chevy's Dare to Compare. The Chevy Equinox 32 highway miles per gallon outperforms its competitor, Chevy made for Colorado. Most hits by rookies this year. The Rockies way out in front of everybody else. The Nationals, Reds, A's, and Brewers next. The interesting thing about that, look at the contributions from rookies on 3 teams that are headed to the postseason. Well, 2 definitely are headed to the postseason in Washington and Cincinnati. The A's could very well be.
Well, Cespedes hit a home run tonight, so that's going to, I don't know if it's updated. If not, it's going to be a 275 maybe. They're up 1-0 on the Angels.
And the Brewers are trying to scratch their way back into wild card contention. The Brewers are a game under 500.
Angels, or the A's, excuse me, won their 10th straight last night out on the road.
How about the Phillies? They're up 9-7 in the 9th inning. If they hang on, they will get to 500. And if they close that one out, they will also have their 6th straight win.
Doc was on the hill for the Phillies tonight. Roy Halladay.
He was a good guy to send out there. Well, let's look at the wild card standings. And it will not include Philadelphia. At the bottom of your screen has Pittsburgh 3 back at 72 and 69. So you can see they're just 3 over 500. Now you throw Philadelphia at 500 and just a game under is Milwaukee, and the Brewers tonight are leading 4-0 over Atlanta late.
And the Phillies still have Atlanta and Washington on their schedule.
So both the Phils and Milwaukee in all likelihood get back to 500 tonight. Pacheco's a strikeout victim. It's just the second strikeout for Bumgarner, who does typically strike out a fair amount. Chris Nelson will come up.
85 pitches for Bumgarner, but a lot of that happened in the second and third inning when he gave up the 4 runs.
Final line on Jhoulys Chacín: 4 innings, 4 runs, all 4 were earned. He gave up 6 hits, he walked 1 and struck out 1. 71 pitches.
46 for strikes.
Nelly's 2 for 2. Drove in his 44th run earlier. Two 2-0 the count on Nelly. Well, if you're a Rockies trainer or a coach, and after the Rockies hit, at home in particular, if you're ever looking for Chris Nelson, typically you won't find him in the clubhouse. He likes to sit up in the dugout and watch, take it all in, watch the opposition take batting practice after.
Yeah, study other guys' swings. It helps you when you're in the field, but also you learn things from watching other players and how they do it. What is their setup like?
And Pablo's not going to have a play. Pablo right now is enduring a rough outing. Not only has he had the balls off the bag at third, he had the ball that he couldn't turn 2 on. He did get an out at first, and he doesn't get anybody here. It's first and second with 1 out for Matt McBride.
He did the right thing by coming and trying to get the ball, but on the short hop he didn't have his glove out in front of him enough. Notice where that ball was, back close to his side.
Now they're going to give him a hit. And if you're Chris, you'll take that.
You'll take it.
3 for 3, Matt McBride takes ball 1.
That's not the ball. I guarantee you're sitting out there now going, oh, please don't hit me another one.
This ball to the gap in left center field, a base hit, and the Rockies will get a run as Rosario crosses 6-5. Matt McBride with his 3rd big league ribby.
A more aggressive swing from McBride on this one. Didn't fight the swing as much. He got a ball that was up and away. A high extension and follow through. It drove it. That'll be enough for Madison Bumgarner tonight.
He walks off. Bruce Bochy will go to his bullpen. 11 hits, 5 runs in 4 1/3 for the Rockies against Madison Bumgarner. October the 5th, and we want you to decide which Colorado matchup do you want to see that night. Visit rootsports.com/Rocky Mountain, and you can nominate your matchup. New pitchers, George Contos. He'll take over for Bumgarner. He has completed his 8 warm-up pitches. DJ LeMahieu will come up. There's 1 out, a run in. Nelson's at second, McBride at first.
Contos at 35 or 30, 36 appearance now. That's 6th most among all National League rookie pitchers. For Bumgarner, 11 hits against him tonight. That ties his season high. He also had that against Oakland back in June.
(2-0) on LeMahieu. Josh Outman beginning to throw. Torres is in the on-deck circle. This is where it, with the system that the Rockies are using, this is where you have a tough decision if you're Jim Tracy. That was outside, no swing, 3-0, because
your hybrid guy has only pitched 1 inning,
right?
But you have a chance to add on in this inning. You don't want to let that get away from you.
Exactly. And if he was the starting pitcher and he'd got 5, and obviously it would, you'd pull him, because it's not like he's pitching a one hitter or something. Yeah, he's giving up runs, 6 runs. And LeMahieu given the green light, 3-0. And I think because of that, that's why you see Outman throwing in the Rockies bullpen.
It does help in September with the expanded rosters.
You went right where I was going to go. It's easier to make this decision if you do decide to yank the hybrid guy, because it is September and you have extra arms at your disposal. Three and 2.
How does he start the runners? I mean, it all depends on if he's going to pinch hit for.
Yeah.
Tyler Colvin has a helmet. He's ready if he's called upon.
They're not going, and it's fouled off. The reason I say I would not, Nelson's an average runner, McBride's an average runner, and you don't want to run yourself out of an opportunity to tie up the ball game. I think Jim has probably made a decision to go to the bench regardless of the outcome of this at bat with LeMahieu.
Yeah, and that will determine if he starts the guys. Does he want to try to stay out of the double play?
Not going, swung on and missed, and now Nelson's got to scramble back. Fortunately, the throw by Posey was high. So LeMahieu's gone, and I am wrong. Carlos Torres will hit for himself.
Chris out in no man's land took 2 or 3 extra strides. If Buster Posey doesn't pump it twice before he throws to second, Chris is going to have a tough time getting back to second. Scramble as it was.
Torres, who's a pretty good athlete, takes strike one.
Two for 6 and an RBI.
Two-strike count. The Rockies ran off Bumgarner after 4 1/3. The top left-handers in the league. Strike 3. Contos comes in and he gets LeMahieu and Torres, leaving 2 Rockies on, but the Rockies get within a run. Brandon Crawford will lead it off for the Giants. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Colorado Rockies, may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Colorado Rockies. Drew Goodman, Jeff Hewson, and Jenny Kavnar. We think. We haven't seen Jenny in a while.
She's on the club level again because it's starting to rain.
But you've heard from me in a while, right here.
Right where?
Always present, not always visible.
Smart lady. Here's Crawford fouling off the first pitch from Torres. Crawford's 0 for 2. Reached on a fielder's choice back in the 4th inning and would come around and score on a 3-run home run by Madison Bumgarner. That's the big hit of the day. So Bumgarner did not go long enough to earn a victory, but his bat put the Giants in position to take the lead.
Well, he needed it because he did not pitch effective. 11 hits tonight for Bumgarner, tied a season high, but it was a big 3-run home run.
Two strikes on Crawford, 1 and 2.
Good news out of Oakland. Brandon McCarthy released from the hospital today.
And tweeting away.
Yes, he was.
That is good news. Question about the Giants' offensive numbers since Melky Cabrera was suspended. Well, listen, they're winning a lot of games. They're still producing a lot of runs on the road. Second best road offense in baseball to the Angels. And Marco Scudero has really picked up the slack in the absence of Cabrera. Angel Pagan has been good. Brandon Belt has been good. Buster Posey's been sensational.
Well, that's what you need. You don't need just one guy to pick up somebody. You need 5 or 6.
And Crawford's been solid.
Well, he's raised his average in August and September.
In his last 27 games, he's hit .316. There's the 1-2 on Crawford. That's foul down the first base line. Dodgers and Diamondbacks scoreless now in the 5th inning. It is a final. The Phillies beat the Marlins 9-7. Rollins' 18th home run. Giancarlo Stanton is 34th. Holiday got the win. He's 10-7. Papelbon is 33rd save. The Phils are at 500.
That's what, when we were in there last week, and that's all they kept saying is just get us back to 500 with some time left in the season. We'll see where we end up.
Strike 3 at the knees. Good fastball by Torres. Second strikeout for Carlos.
As a hitter, you just tip your cap to the pitcher because he put it where he wanted to. It was located. Even if you swing, you're not going to do anything with it. Four-seam fastball. He couldn't have run it up there and handed it to Willeen any better. Aubrey Huff will pinch hit for Contos.
Ball cuts inside. Ball 1. Huey, Aubrey Huff's always done damage at Coors Field.
He did it last night. 349 average, 24 games, has 5 home runs.
One and one on Huff. Book closed on Bumgarner. 4 1/3. 5 runs on 11 hits, so neither he nor Chacin will factor in the decision tonight. This ball's well hit to right, and McBride's going to have to get it off the wall, and a good throw back in, holding Huff to a single, and then it's dive back to the bag. Oh man, look at Roberto Kelly, he's dying. Dude, that's one of the worst slides I've ever seen. He just dove back in the ground and never moved. You got to watch this.
All right, so he's rounding the bag. He's thinking about going to 2. Nope, can't make it. Hey, buddy, you got to go just a little further.
And Huff, who's got a bad wheel, if you couldn't tell, comes out of the ball game. Figueroa's running. Saw Francisco pinch run last night.
And he pinch ran for Huff last night when he got the base hit.
Angels 0 for 3 in the ball game. Couple of flyouts and a ground ball to first. Question about how the Giants were doing offensively with Cabrera suspended. We mentioned Pagan, one of the guys we mentioned. Pagan's hitting .328 over his last 28 games.
Gregor Blanco hitting .278 since he's been starting in the place of Cabrera in left field.
Yeah, so you made a great point. Everybody's picked it up.
Yeah. So
the Giants, their production in terms of wins, which is #1, that has not dropped off. 19-7 on the road since the All-Star break. And Torres fires over to Pacheco again. Here's something else on Angel Pagan. 11 triples, tied for the league lead, along with Dexter Fowler and Jose Reyes. The Giants record since they moved from Manhattan for triples in a season is 12 by Steve Finley, who finished his career with the Rockies, and the great Willie Mays. Willie hit 12 triples back in 1960. Mays had an 11 triple year back in '58.
Think about breaking a Willie Mays record.
Yeah.
That's got to give you goosebumps if you're Pagan.
One, two. Off his foot. Brewers closed out the Braves 5-0. Ramos Ramirez is 23rd. Ricky Weeks is 18th. They beat Tim Hudson tonight. Whoa, dude, how do you get the fireworks to spell out root? Jeff will explain in the next half inning. This ball's well hit right center field. McBride trying to get there, cannot. Peguero's going to score, and at third base with his 12th triple, a record-time 12th triple, is Angel Pagan. That ties again the San Francisco Giant record held by Steve Finley and Willie Mays.
And almost on cue for Pagan with the triple. Hit it into the right center field alley and short hops the wall, and he has the speed like Dexter and those guys, where they just cut the bases and it make it look easy running to third.
7-5. Scudero at the plate with the infield in and one out. Yeah, that was not our intent. Our conversation about triples and Pagan, to see him tie the record right there. Takes over the National League lead. The all-time record, Charlie Hickman in 1900 had 17 triples. Scudero hits it down the left field line. Foul. Well, this is just for you, our fan on Toyota Talk, our whoa dude buddy.
Jack Hinkle actually,
that's amazing. Good
did
job,
that
Jack.
with the fireworks. Don't ask me how he did it. I just know it was Jack's work.
Well, you knew it wasn't our work.
Well, I knew that. I knew it wasn't yours for sure.
Exactly. We leave the creative stuff to other people. 1-2 the count on Scudero. Third toughest man in the league to strike out, and he's going to get the run home here. Dexter coming up on it. And the throw to the plate. Not in time. Pagan makes it 8-5. Sac fly for Scudero. That's his 58th RBI. His 30th RBI. Excuse me, his 28th RBI in a Giant uniform. 2 for 3 and a sac fly tonight.
It helps when you know you have speed at third base. The infield is in. You just have to elevate it. It doesn't have to be that deep in the outfield, and he'll score.
Sandoval's 0 for 3. 0 for 8 in the series. 2 outs and nobody on. 6th inning. Popped up, playable for Nelson. 2 runs for the Giants in the 6th inning. Angel Pagan with a triple to drive one in, and he would score on the Scudero fly ball. 8-5 San Francisco. Look back. Well, the Rockies had a big 3rd inning to take a 4-0 lead. Joely Chacin got it started with a double off the center field wall. Bunt single. And then with 2 outs, Cargo a double. Base hit for Willeen Rosario. Pacheco throws out a base hit. But Madison Bumgarner, with his team trailing 4-1, hit a 3-run jack to make it 4-4. He hit a lot better than he pitched tonight. McBride, with the Rockies down 6-4, would knock in a run to make it 6-5. And then a few moments ago, the Giants coming up with 2 more runs. So they have an 8-5 lead. And Arias Joaquin is now in the ball game at 3rd base for Pablo Sandoval. And on the hill is Jose Majares, one of 4 left-handed pitchers for San Francisco. Rockies have Dexter Fowler leading off in the 6th.
Rockies saw Majares earlier this year when he was claimed off of waivers from Kansas City in his first outing with the Giants.
Crawford, long throw, it's high. He threw it into the camera well. Dexter will go to 2nd base. Well, Crawford got saved an error earlier. He will not get saved one here.
Nope, he won't. But it should go down as a base hit in an error. And when you have speed, this forces bad throws.
It's a straight E6.
It's gave him an error. He backhanded. It was hit hard, 2-hopper, and then just sailed it.
Rutledge 0 for 3, takes a strike.
That one looked like more of a base hit than the one that they gave Chris Nelson on that ball to Pablo Sandoval at 3rd.
think earlier I said Arias. It's Joaquin Arias. Fonted that backwards, just seeing if we were all paying attention up here. And Rutledge did pick up that fastball from Maharis. So an empty at bat, and that'll bring up Dexter.
Harris had 51 outings for Kansas City. He had gone 2-2 at the 256, but they wanted to go younger in their pen. They wanted to get a look at some of the guys that they had pitching down in Omaha. The Royals weren't going anywhere, so they put Harris on waivers, and the Giants claimed him.
Strike one on Cargo, a double in 3 trips tonight. 8-5 San Francisco. 8 runs, 10 hits, and an error for the Giants. 5 runs, 11 hits for the Rockies.
The Rockies are 4 for 12 with runners in scoring position, so they've had chances. San Francisco just 2 for 7, but they have more runs up there.
Well, one of the 2 was that 3-run home run
that
from
helps.
Bumgarner, his 2nd home run this year. Cargo staves off the high fastball. 2-2. Carlos from Maracaibo in Venezuela. Didn't get the slider. 2 strikeouts in the 6th. Fowler still standing at second base. Willeen Rosario will come up. Bruce Bochy's going to go get a right-hander to face Rosario. It will be the veteran Guillermo Mota. Eight 8-5 Giants in the 6th. Rosario is going to face Guillermo Mota, just the 5th game back for Mota. He was suspended by Major League Baseball for violation of the substance policy for 100 games. It was his 2nd infraction. So Moda just came back not all that long ago.
Yeah, the first game, or the first time it's 50 games like Melky Cabrera got. The second time it's 100 games, which Moda had. In 9 relief appearances before he was suspended. 0-1 with the 5.06 ERA prior. 7 appearances, 4 runs since.
Yes, at 7 appearances. August 28th is when he was reinstated. The Giants had Moda suspended and Melky Cabrera suspended. Dexter reached second leading off on a throwing error by Brandon Crawford. Dexter hasn't scored a run, even though he's thrown out a ton of hits. He hasn't scored a run since September 1st.
Well, they went through that stretch, though, where they scored 8 runs in 3 innings. And that was it. Back-to-back 1-0 losses in Atlanta, the 2 walk-offs in Philly.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Moda facing Rosario.
The Super Suites Conference Center is available for game day or non-game day meetings for groups of 25 to 200. Call 303 Rockies for the Super Suites Conference Center. We have 2 pitches, a fastball slider. Lester Posey asked for the fastball. Moda was shaking him off. He wanted to throw the slider.
I'm a little surprised Posey would ask for the fastball after he waved at 2 sliders earlier in the count.
When Moda only has 2 pitches, so you have a 50-50 shot at what he wants to throw.
That's what he wanted to throw, and it was a dandy. Just missed, though, 3-2.
Good eyes from Moline, and
took some guts to take that.
Well, it does, but it takes some guts to look for that pitch again. Look for it out in the same spot.
Took it even further out, but he got the strikeout. 3 strikeouts in the inning. Rockies leave Fowler at second. We move to the 7th, 8-5 Giants. For the Giants. Who wants tacos? Fans, if you'd like to receive text message alerts when the Rockies do score 7 in a game for the Rockies Taco Special, text the word taco to 720-720. Feed your Rockies fever only at Taco Bell. Edgmer Escalona will take over in the 7th inning. First rough outing for Torres in recent memory. Gave up 4 runs in 2 innings.
4 hits, couple strikeouts, 1 walk, and it's unlike Torres, how he's pitched prior to tonight. Escalona battling some arm problems with the elbow.
Got good stuff.
He's got a live arm. The ball comes out of the hand very nicely. It's commanding the strike zone and not getting behind.
Buster had 3 hits last night, and he's been on 3 times tonight. Infield hit, 2 walks. Giants 8-4 against the Rockies this year. That's out of play also down the right field line.
So Buster Posey, after his first year in pro ball, he went and played winter ball over in Hawaii for the Waikiki Beach Boys.
I would too.
Yeah. Where do I sign up for that one?
Todd Helton played in the Hawaiian League one winter. And you know who his teammate was? We told the story years ago when he was on the Rockies. Kaz Matsui. A lot of guys from the Far East at the time would go to Hawaii.
Yeah,
and
they had a team in Maui. They were called the Maui Stingrays.
You know what I mean? I would try to get hooked up with the Maui Stingrays, but if it was just Waikiki, you'd go there too. Dexter makes the catch, 1 out.
They didn't have the Hawaiian League when I was coming up.
You'd have had your hand raised.
I would have been there. I would have gone back for a second tour of Dewey. He would have said, okay, I'll sign up again.
You go to the big league, son. No. I'd rather play out here. This is just fine. Hunter Pence, 1 for 3 tonight. One and 1 on Pence. Check it. 0-2 on Pence. Off the corner.
Well, and throw him one more slider because Pence does not want any part of this.
.96-mile-an-hour fastballs outside. It's 1-2. How about this on the Giants? They have not lost a road series since dropping 2 of 3 in Pittsburgh before the All-Star break. They're 7-0-1 their last 8 road series. Pence is gone. 2 gone.
Well, that's why that number you threw out, 19-7 on the road in the last 26 games. It helps when you're winning series and doing what they're doing.
Brandon Belt's driven in 3 tonight. 2-run double in the 5th inning and a towering fly ball to deep right field, and he's driven in another. And he just drove himself in with a home run, his 6th of the year. 52 RBIs for Brandon Belt. Aptly named after that swing.
Yes, and he did belt it high into the night. He turned this fastball around, and he did it in a hurry. wanted to try to get the ball in and just didn't get it in far enough. Those are quick hands.
Gregor Blanco, 1 for 3. He singled and scored in the 4th.
That's a career high for Brandon Belt with the 4 RBIs. First time ever he's done that.
Ground ball to first. Pacheco's got it in the inning. The home run by Belt increases the Giants' lead to 4 runs. 9-5. Stretch time at 20th and Blake. Ball game. They now trail by 4 runs, 9-5. Drew Goodman, Jeff Houston, Jenny Cavnar. Bottom of the 7th inning. Jordan Pacheco due to lead things off for the Rockies. And Guillermo Mota will continue on. He faced 1 hitter in the 6th inning. William Rosario struck him out on a 3-2 slider.
Well, there's all right-handers coming up too for Bruce Bochy. That was a decision to leave Mota in.
Rockies last night won 6-5, snapping a 5-game losing streak. They've won 13 of their last 18 ball games at Coors Field. Still just 31-41 at home this year. They're guaranteed to finish below 500 at Coors Field. Rockies Rockies 57 and 83 overall. The Giants are 79 and 62. Reds beat the Pirates earlier 5-3. Home runs for Cincinnati from Scott Rowland and Brandon Phillips. Phillips is 17. Nationals beat R.A. Dickey and the Mets 5-3.
R.A. was trying to match Gio Gonzalez for wins.
What was that Mets record going? 11 or 12 straight in a row with 2 runs, 3 runs or less? Is that what that was, Doug? Doug's going to check on that. Mets can't score. Harper had 4 hits in the Nats victory. Saw an interesting stat on Strasburg. Jordan Pacheco with a 1-0 count and a base hit to center field. 3rd hit of the night for Pacheco.
Up to 311 now.
In the second half of the year, of the starting 5 in the rotation for the Nationals, Strasburg's ERA, which was under 4, well under 4 actually, but was still the highest of the 5.
Shows you the depth of their pitching staff.
Yeah, and Gio Gonzalez, first 19-game winner in the big leagues after his victory yesterday.
Jordan Zimmerman, who was coming back from Tommy John surgery a couple of years back. And they did what with Strasburg, what they did with Zimmerman, where they limited the number of pitches. Zimmerman threw 161 in a third or 161 and 2/3 innings when they shut him down, and Strasburg was at 159.
Far less fanfare for 2 reasons. One, the Nationals weren't where they are now, and number 2, Jordan Zimmerman, though very, very talented, does not have the national name that Steven Strasburg has.
But within 2 innings of each other on their comeback trail the next year.
0-2 on Nelson. 3 hits tonight. He's 3 for 3. Now in the American League, the Red Sox have very little going for themselves this year. Beat the Yankees. That's always a good moment in Beantown. 4-3. And that, coupled with the Orioles' 9-2 victory over the Rays, is a dead heat again in the American League East between Baltimore and New York.
Oh, manager of the year has to be Buck Showalter, right? I mean, what Bob Melvin could give him a run for his money.
Well, I don't think when you talk about surprises, both Baltimore and Oakland fall into that category, and they're tied atop the surprise list. Did Nelson go? No swing. 3-2. J.J. Hardy, a couple of home runs for the Orioles. He's got 21 now. Chris Davis is 25th. A's doing it again. They're leading the Angels 4-2 in the 4th inning. Cespedes is 17th. Moss is 18th for the A's. Fouled off. Royals over the Twins 9-1. That's a final. Tigers just defeated the White Sox 5-3. Cabrera hit his 36th for Detroit. Is he any good?
Just a little.
Again, a foul ball. Texas Rangers roll on. They beat the Indians tonight 6-4. Adrian Beltre, his 31st. He's moved himself into that MVP conversation in the American League.
Baldo took the loss. He fell to 9-16 with a 5.52 ERA.
You know what? The way things are going, he could lose 20. Bodo wins the battle with Nelson. still for me is one of the more perplexing things I've witnessed in terms of the decline of a pitcher in his prime. What's happened to Ubaldo?
Very quickly he lost the velocity. Josh Outman up again for the Rockies in their bullpen.
Matt McBride, an RBI single his last time, 1 for 2, and hit by pitch. Harrison got the win for the Rangers. He's got 16 wins.
Joe Nathan, 32 saves.
Mariners beat the Blue Jays 4-3. Here at Denver, it's 9-5 San Francisco, bottom of 7, 1 out. Pacheco at first. On the swing, 1-2. Moda with his 3rd strikeout. That'll bring up DJ LeMahieu. The Freak will be going tomorrow for the Giants. There he is. Jeff Francis for the Rockies.
Rockies this year against Tim Lincecum in 4 starts. They've roughed him up. 26 hits in 22 innings and 14 earned runs.
Yeah, there have been other teams who've gotten after him also. Rockies, the last couple of homestands have had a lot of their scouts in. In fact, all their scouts have been in different times. It's Danny Montgomery. He's the assistant scouting director for Billy Schmidt. Mike Erickson, national cross-checker.
Well, they did that last homestand too. They rotate their scouts in, so when they are here, they can evaluate how this field plays. They can gauge guys that they put reports in and what they're looking at. Compare them. How would it play at Coors Field? It's a good idea to bring those guys in and get them all in the same room together.
It's great. It's great for esprit de corps because those guys log so many miles.
Oh my!
They're the lifeblood of an organization. Checking out tips, looking at guys, trying to project guys, and then they don't get. They see them on TV, at TiVo games, but they very rarely get to come here and see some of the fruits of their labors. LeMahieu strikes out. Moda has struck out 4. The out recorded at first. We move to the 8th inning. 9-5 Giants. On the mound, the left-hander is Josh Outman, who's returned to the big leagues. Last couple of starts for Tulsa, terrific. 16 shutout innings, including taking a no-hitter deep into the 9th inning for the Drillers.
Led them to the playoffs. Drillers lost in 5 games. Getting close to finishing out a wonderful season in Double-A. First appearance back tonight for Josh. 6'1", 200 pound. Out of St. Louis, Missouri.
Outman will face Brandon Crawford. Giants have scored in 4 straight innings. They were down 4-0 when they came up in the 4th. They tied it up with 4 runs. 2 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th. And that's strike 1.
Josh started the year in the bullpen for the Rockies, moved to the starting rotation. That didn't work out. They sent him down. Simple approach now to his delivery.
Now that was impressive. 3-pitch strikeout. One of the things that Jim Trace is really going to focus in on is how he handles left-handers. Can he be one of those matchup guys? He's got the arm. I mean, he's a mid-90s guy with the heater, and he's got a sharp breaking ball. Here's Joaquin Arias.
Let's just watch his delivery, though, in the way he just sits on the mound. It's not a big windup, and it's not really out of the stretch.
I know it was an adjustment initially, kind of a shock, because when he was sent out, normally when you're set out and you've been in the big leagues, and Outman's been in the big leagues with, you know, a couple different teams, you're going to go down to AAA. He got sent all the way to AA, and to his credit, after the shock period, he adjusted and really pitched very well late in his tenure at Tulsa. Here's the 1-2.
No matter how disappointed you are at what level you're pitching at, you better pitch well to get back, though, because if you don't, they'll just leave you there and you'll end up figuring out what went wrong. But as you mentioned, to his credit, he figured it out, pitched well at the end, and got recalled.
Gets pop up in the infield. LeMahieu's got it. 2 outs. And that'll bring up Angel Pagan. Crowd of 26,631 have braved some rain tonight. It's still drizzling. Been that way throughout the evening. The first couple of innings, it intensified enough that you thought there was a possibility they were going to pull the tarp.
Good thing it held off enough where you could get the game in, and Mark Razum and his grounds crew in between innings would come out and layer the diamond dry down and keep the field playable.
One and one on Pagan. He tripled in a run and scored in the 6th inning.
Nice pitch.
2-2.
Very well received. You think that was down? That's at the knees. Caught the forward strike zone.
Two and two with 2 outs. Now Pagan will step out.
Josh is getting the ball out of his glove quicker. When you do that, you let the arm get up into a throwing position faster, and you can work on the downhill plane.
Breaking ball in the air to deep center field. Dexter going back, and he'll make the catch. 1-2-3 inning for Josh Outman. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Rockies down by 4. Of the 8th inning, and Jeremy Affeldt, who pitched very effectively yesterday, is in the ball game again for San Francisco.
Last 5 appearances for Jeremy Affeldt: 3 1/3 innings, 4 hits, just 1 earned runs, 4 strikeouts.
And the Rockies will have Charlie Blackmon pinch hitting. And if you say, well, why would you pinch hit a lefty with a lefty on the mound? The Rockies, even though the rosters have expanded with the injury to Hernandez, they used Brown earlier. The only right-handed bat they have is a switch hitter, Johnny Herrera, left. Otherwise, it's Giambi, Colvin, and Charlie Blackmon.
And Herrera's your backup infielder, so you need to save him in case somebody were to get hurt. The lefty's hitting just 220 off Affeldt.
And that's foul. And warming up in the Rockies bullpen is Rob Scahill. And if he indeed comes in, it will be his big league debut. Tough play by Bell, and safe at first. Charlie Blackmon with the head first slide beat Jeremy Affeldt there.
He hurt himself? He's just trying to get all the mud, dirt off him. Belt backing up on the ball. Only thing he could do. Affeldt was late getting over to the bag.
He hesitated.
Yeah. This is the danger of going head first. Does he get stepped on, or is it just the hand going in? No, he got stepped on. Also, where Charlie got stepped on, that's his throwing hand.
One and one on Fowler. Base hit for Dexter. So the Rockies with a little something cooking here. Nobody out, 2 on in the 8th inning. Josh Rutledge coming up, and Bruce Bochy has seen enough. And Affeldt yelling at himself. And the conversation continues. Santiago Casillas coming in. Scorecard of a March ball game. Crossing out players, and now the Giants will go to Santiago Casillas, the 5th pitcher out of the bullpen tonight. Bumgarner started. He went just 4 1/3. Cantos 2/3. Jose Majares 2/3. Bodo 1 1/3. Affeldt 2 hitters. They have struck out 10 Rockies tonight as a team, 8 out of the pen. Boda struck out 4.
When Brian Wilson went down, Casillas had the first opportunity to be the closer. He started off well for him, 24 saves in his first 30 chances. That's still 11th in the National League, but hasn't had a save opportunity in the last 17 outings after blowing 5 of 9 at the end of July.
Strike on Rutledge. Tough night for Josh, 0 for 4. Grounded into a double play. So a strikeout his last time up. Rutledge 1 for 4 last night. Cargo on deck. Blackman at second. Pinch hit. Had an infield single. Dexter Fowler a single to center field. He's at first. 9-5 in the 8th.
And depending on what Rutledge does, they already have the left-hander warming up for the Giants in their pen.
Oh, soft Posey.
Catcher's
foot.
Nightly occurrence. Sometimes it's the forearm, the fingers, this time the foot. He wanted to throw his glove down.
I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Two-strike count on Rutledge. Ground ball and bobbled by Arias. He still gets an out. He came very close to dribbling that thing away.
Fortuitous bounce after he missed it. Because this doesn't kick off into the outfield. It goes off his shoulder back into his glove. He gets the lead runner and a fast runner at that. How many times do you see that kick off the thumb and go over the shoulder into the outfield? A lot.
Gonzalez a double back in the 3rd inning. He's 1 for 4. And a base hit to left to make it 9-6. Well, I like that approach there. That was quiet and simple.
And he didn't try to pull a ball that he couldn't because it was away from him. Up and away. Strides towards the plate to help cover a ball that is away. But didn't try to do too much with it. I mean, this ball's right out in that area.
85th RBI for Cargo. And now the tying run at the plate in Rosario, who's 2 for 4. An RBI, 2 runs scored. Takes a strike from Casilla.
To the fastball, they go slider. Yep. The outfielders, especially in center field and left center field for the Giants, have moved back to the no double play depth or no doubles depth.
1 out and a 2-1 count on Rosario. turn it over. That was a great job by Brandon Crawford. Cargo got into him. He leads and still got enough on the throw. Rockies get a run back, 9-6 as we go to the ninth. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. By Jack in the Box. Get the All-American Jack Combo at Jack in the Box. A no-nonsense burger with fries and a drink for only $4.99 plus tax at participating stores. And by Ram Trucks. Now get a great deal on a new Ram truck at the Ram Summer Clearance Event going on right now. Rockies got one, hoping to get more, obviously. Could not do it in the 8th inning. It is 9-6, top of 9. To center field we go, and Joel Klatt. Joel?
All right, Drew. Well, bum rushed. First it was the Rockies bum rushing Madison Bumgarner, and then he promptly put a charge into that ball in the 4th and hit a home run himself. So Rockies feeling a bit bum rushed on the other side. Plus, huffing and puffing, Aubrey Huff, as you called it, Drew, and quite aptly, the worst slide you've ever seen. We'll revisit, plus get you down to the clubhouse for Jim Tracy.
He wasn't going fast enough, Joel, to get any momentum to actually slide. It was a drop.
It wasn't necessarily the wet dirt as much as I think it was his belt just stopped him.
Yeah, it was like threw an anchor down.
Yeah,
that was it.
He did.
Whatever it was flat ugly, right?
You called it correctly. Worst you've ever seen. I flat stood up and applauded you in the press box.
It was the first time. Thank you. All right, Joel, we'll check with you in a few. It's the major league debut of Rob Scahill. Rob's a big kid, 6'2", 220-pounder, native of Illinois. Drafted out of Bradley University in the 8th round back in 2009. Moved through the Rockies system pretty quickly.
A lot of strikeouts. 159 strikeouts and 29 starts down at AAA Colorado. Power fastball, hard slider. And this is the situation that Jim was looking to get Rob in. He's been up now for a few days, but a 3-run deficit in the 9th inning. You're hoping he can keep it here. But let him work those nerves out for making his major league debut.
He was a senior sign out of Bradley. And the first hitter will face Marcos Scudero. Marcos had a 2-hit night and a sac fly.
Bradley in Peoria, Illinois.
The Bradley back when I was working in the NBA. Hersey Hawkins at a Bradley. That's some good basketball players.
Yeah, they did.
Jim Les. Remember Jim Les, little point guard?
Yes. A-ball club in Peoria, the Peoria Chiefs.
Been there a long time, right?
Yes.
2-2. Well, the Rockies had created, Jeff, the situation they wanted last inning. Cargo drives in a run. You have Rosario, who leads the club in home runs. representing the tying run. 2 on and 1 out.
Power pitcher against a power hitter. With the hopper to Scudero, who gave the feed to Brandon Crawford, who got up and out of the ground and made the throw without his spikes being in the ground. It was all arm strength.
Here's the 2-2 from Scahill. Another fastball in the mid to upper 90s range. Last one was 96. The prior pitch was 95. Wide shoulders, powerfully built guy. There's the 2-2. That was either a slider or a cutter.
It might have been a cutter, but it wasn't the four-seam fastball.
Still came in registered 91. Here's the 3-2 on Scudero. Yeah, he's got stuff moving both ways now with what we've seen so far. I don't know how comfortable in the bat it is. And go back to your hitting. This isn't comfortable because you don't know a lot about him, right?
Right. You don't know who the guy is. You know he throws hard. You've gotten that scouting report, but how does the ball move?
This ball has hit a ton to center field. Dexter going back and will make the catch. Marco gave it a ride. Scahill's got his first big league out in his pocket. And Jenny Kavnar has emerged, we believe, from underneath.
Yes, I am. I have found Rob Scahill's mom, Bonnie, and his grandma, Anna Mae. His dad is off taking some pictures. This has been a long journey for you guys. Rob was called up last Thursday, and you have been following him every step of the way. Tell us where you've been.
We were in Atlanta, we were in Philadelphia, then we flew home to Chicago, flew back yesterday to Denver, and here we are.
You have watched a lot of Rockies baseball, and now you get an opportunity to watch Rob make his major league debut. I know it's been a long wait, but when you saw him come out of that bullpen, Bonnie, what was the feeling?
I was ecstatic. It's thrilling. His dream, our dreams, everybody's dreams.
I know it has been so fun. And Grandma, you are so proud, and you get to be part of this moment, too.
Oh, absolutely.
It has been so fun to sit here with the Scales. Not fun, because they have been on pins and needles waiting for Rob to come in. But now that he's in, I'm going to let you guys enjoy. Dad's over there taking some good pictures, too. Guys, we'll send it back to you.
Yeah, that's a great moment. They had to spend a few bucks traveling around the country.
That's okay. It's worth it.
2-1 on Hector Sanchez, pinch hitting.
All the families that the guys were able to see in Atlanta, they followed them to Philadelphia. Now you get another chance for the Scahills to see their son make his major league debut.
Left field, right at Gonzalez. 2 outs. Buster Posey.
17th rookie the Rockies have used.
Cubs have used the most. They have utilized 20. Then the A's with 18. Cardinals, they're in contention with 17 rookies used. Padres have used 16. They've been a good team in the second half.
After seeing the 18 rookies used by the Athletics, and that's why that vote for Melvin might go up. Manager of the Year vote.
I like that little slider he just, or the curveball he threw up there. About an 18-mile-an-hour difference from his fastball. Here's the 1-1. He went back to it. Right field. McBride not going to catch this one. And Posey has a double. I guess no shame in giving up your first big league hit to Buster Posey.
Not for an MVP candidate, it's not. What Posey has done since he's come to the big leagues is hit. All-star this year for the first time, 34th double on the season. And power to all fields. Home run to right center field, double to right. And home run was last night.
Hunter Pence, 1 for 4. "12 hits for the Giants, 15 for the Rockies."
That was a mix-up in signs.
And there's Rob's father. Danny said he was taking pictures. Got himself a good seat right now. On the bottom of the zone, 1-1 on Pence. Nice, 1-2.
Let's go from 96 to 78. Those numbers, you can see why he racked up all the Ks.
Two and two. Softly hit to short. Rutledge will have it. Scahill has his first big league inning in his hip pocket. Well done. Bet that. Stand up and applaud your son. We'll go to the bottom of the ninth, 9-6. Rockies bench for a successful major league debut. Gave up the double to Posey. that was all. Showed a good arm, Jeff.
He did. 94, 96 miles an hour, sitting there with movement both sides of the plate, and also the slider and curveball, change-ups. Nice first outing. Get that one out of the way, and as you mentioned, breathe again. Sergio Romo is taking over the closer's role for the Giants in 23 career games. Just 3 earned runs and a batting average against of 200. You know, you're going to see slider, and you're going to see another slider, and a slider to go with it, because that's all he throws. An occasional fastball, but it's slider, hit it if you can.
Jordan's had a big night. 3 hits, double, single, strikeout, and another single. RBI in the third was his 43rd. Ground ball to third. 1 out. Chris Nelson's also had a 3-hit night. This ball game may end up somewhat reminiscent of that Rockies victory over the Padres, when the Padres lost with 10 runs and 20 hits, because the Rockies have 15 hits tonight, but they're down by 3 runs.
The whole game complexion changed on the, in my mind, on that 3-run home run by Bumgarner.
Pence in right field, 2 outs. Yeah, that was without question the biggest blow of the night. Now, that's 3 runs, and there were another 6 scored throughout. But the Rockies had a 4-0 lead. It was 4-1. Chacin was actually throwing the ball pretty well, and Bumgarner hits a blast to left.
Just gave the jolt to the dugout for the Giants. Woke the rest of the offense up.
Got a pitcher homer in each ball game of the series. I don't see that streak continuing tomorrow.
Not from the starting pitchers.
No. But we've seen Jeff and BP hit him in the seats. That's just Lincecum tomorrow. Here's the 0-1 on McBride. It's 0-2.
Another slider. The Dodgers are down to their last out in Arizona, down 1-0.
Outside 1-2. He held up 2-2. Two and two on Matt McBride. And McBride hanging tough.
Romo went to school over in Grand Junction.
Went to Mesa.
Yeah, Mesa State.
There's a base hit for McBride. Bringing the bat better tonight. That'll save an AB for, well, it was going to be DJ LeMahieu, but it'll be Tyler Colvin.
Looking at the batting average against Romo, both righties and lefties hitting below 200. But you
McBride moves up.
Yeah, but you do neutralize the slider more if you're hitting from the left side. Javier Lopez, the left-hander for the Giants, is up now.
(2-0). 3-0. The big man's on deck.
Flash one sign, fastball.
This fastball's hit a ton to right, and it's fair. It's gone. Two-run home run, Tyler Colvin. And now it's a one-run game. Pinch hit, home run, Tyler Colvin. Second pinch hit homer of the year. His 18th homer overall.
Tyler got the fastball he wanted, didn't miss it. Was it going to be high enough over the auxiliary scoreboard? Right. Off the seats, fan gets a souvenir, home run. Rockies just down by one, enough for Sergio Romo. After Giambi was announced, they're going to the left-hander, Lopez.
And we play on 9-8. A resident, former Rocky, Javier Lopez, 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning. Lefty's not doing a whole lot against Javi. Giambi will try to extend the game. The Rockies, after the 2-run pinch homer by Colvin, down 9-8. Strike 1.
Jason 2 for 7 in his career against Lopez.
8 pitchers now used by Bruce Bochy tonight in the 9-inning game. And this one's not going to drop. So Lopez gets Giambi. Arias makes the catch. The Rockies come up a run short. 9-8 the final. The winning pitcher is George Cantos. He's 2-1. Carlos Torres takes the loss. He's 4-2, and Lopez gets the save in the mix and match bullpen in the 9th inning for the Giants all season long, in the absence of Brian Wilson. For Lopez, his 7th save. 8 pitchers used by San Francisco, 5 pitchers used by the Rockies. 9-8 final. Jimmy John's delivery of the game brought to you by our friends at Jimmy John's. Madison Bumgarner, with his club trailing 4-1, took a mighty hack and hit his 2nd home run of the year. A no-doubter to deep left center to tie up the game. As I said earlier, Bumgarner hit better than he pitched tonight. Visit JimmyJohns.com to find a location near you. Toyota postgame shows next. Giants win it 9-8.